It's a pleasure to be back in Eunice. And tomorrow night we'll be in Real Flat. It's just wonderful to be back in Katy. You know, I live in Houston, and whenever we get an opportunity to come home, we do. The Boogie Kings, Mark wants me to go back to the 50s, and you know, that's going to be hard. I'm 72. But in the middle of the 50s, I wanted to put a band together, and I'd been practicing guitar, learning how to play guitar, so I started interviewing different guys. Some of y'all might remember Edsel Badil. I don't really know if he's around anymore. But anyway, he was one of the guys I listened to, talked to. But then Harris Miller came in. And Harris could play and he could sing. And what I needed was a singer because I have no language of singing. So next thing I know, Bert Miller shows up and he says, "Mark, sure would like to play drums in your band." I said, "Sure, come on." And Bert would play drums and he could really play a shuffle, if you know what a shuffle is, and he could do it all. And one day he asked us if he could sing a song. And y'all, I don't know if y'all remember Clarence Strongman Henry. He had a song named "Got No Home," and I think we sang it in 3 different octaves. Bert sang that song at the old Domino's Club on Crowley Highway. I think that was the name of it. Man, after that was Katie Morgan. Man, Bert could sing. So he just kind of took over. I quit singing. He just played lead guitar and managed the band, and Harris would still sing his songs. And there was just the 3 of us for a while. And then we started adding horns, and they Skip Stewart, Skip Guillory. Y'all probably remember Skip. But back in the 50s, when we were putting the band together, and the music that we wanted to play was mostly the rock and roll stuff that we heard, and it was mostly Fats Domino and Little Richard and Mary Lewis and Ray Charles, all those guys. And we used to listen to KBBI every Saturday at 1 o'clock, and they were playing, not just Swamp Rock, but they were playing a lot of the regular R&B type of stuff. That's the kind of music we wanted to play. That's what we cut our teeth on. So we didn't have like a country influence or a Cajun influence, except what was in our blood. And we put it into our R&B type of music, and nobody's been able to copy us, well, not at that time. And we started playing. We played for years, and finally, Harris and I and Bert, we kind of, well, I was in an accident, car wreck, and I was about to finish school at USL. So I quit the band, and I gave it over to Harris. And the guys in the band wanted to be full-time musicians. And so when I got well, I mean, I didn't want to be a full-time musician. I wanted to have a career. And Bert didn't want to do that. So we just kind of hung around and started playing with a band called the Swing Kings. Banquet, I think is where they found it. And that was fun. But the Boogie Kings went professional, and they played from coast to coast, and they really did real good. And I was, you know, at NASA with my career, being a physicist, doing the thing that you do at NASA. And then, somewhere in the mid-90s, the Boogie Kings called me Ned Theon at the Boogie Kings, and he called and asked me to come and play with them. They were doing a Boogie King Day in Eunice. And so I did, and Bert did, and after that, you know, the juices were flowing again. I wanted to play. And all of our children, my wife Carol, all of our children were raised and educated on their own. And it was okay with her lesson. I was able to start playing. So I would go sit in with the Boogie Kings every chance I got when they played the casinos or whatever, trying to learn how to play again. It's been a long time since I played. My left hand and my right hand just weren't talking to each other like they should. I needed to develop that coordination. And in time I did, and unfortunately Ned died, I think, in 2010. And his widow, she couldn't manage what they had. They had a group of guys, and fortunately, and I thank her for what she sold the name, the Boogie Kings, back to me and Bert. Ned had the trademark on the name. So she sold it back to us. So with that, Bert and I started putting the Boogie Kings back together and selecting the guys that we wanted in the band. So now we have a 10-piece band, 4 horns, and half a blast.